one. That is a good one. Wow. Wowee. And this is why you never quit, no matter how far behind you are. If you can win, you can win. Priest, I don't believe it. Wow. And that's going to do it. A boss takes the series. So, who gave the one to Priest?
Wow. I love Priest, man. Welcome back, everybody, to the European Hearthstone Finals here, hosted by DreamHack Stockholm with Frodan, Savitz, and Artosis. We're done with Group A. It's in the books, and we have Group B to now look forward to, as our match currently is Thijs versus Greensheep, a rematch from the round of 120 Swiss, which is another storyline in itself. Now, Artosis, Savitz, these two guys, we've been focusing more on Thijs, but what do we know about the guy that we don't really know much about, Greensheep?
Well, he has to be a really good player to be here, obviously, but he's also on Team Dignitas. So this isn't just like Thijs versus Greensheep. This is like a very old couple teams. This is an MYM against Dignitas. You know, that's like, those guys are...
It's a storied franchise match.
Yeah, really it is.
Definitely.
So.
Those teams don't pick up players just randomly. They select good players, and it's going to be a close match. The lineups that these players are running look a lot similar. Should we talk more about that?
Yeah. Let's absolutely just go into it right now. So it seems like Thijs has brought a four lineup of Warlock, Paladin, Priest, and Shaman. And then Greensheep brought Paladin, Druid, Shaman, Warlock. So the Shaman and the Paladins and the Warlocks line up. The only difference is the Druid and the Priest. And it looks like the Warlock was banned from Thijs, and then Greensheep cannot play his Druid. So it will have a little bit a different combination before. And the first time that we see Shaman in the tournament, now this is particularly interesting for me because I've talked to a few of the players, and they think that, a lot of them think that Shaman has significantly weakened despite all the changes that might benefit the Shaman on paper, right? Like Hunter and Miracle being nerfed. Doesn't that mean Shaman gets better? Savitz, can you share some insight on this?
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Shaman. It's definitely a strong deck. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. You can beat anything with it, except maybe Priest. Like, Priest is the hard counter to Shaman. But Shaman is strong, but I'm really interested to see what kind of lists they are bringing, if there's some kind of like tweaks, and how they are going to line up. And But the Shaman definitely has some trouble dealing with cards such as Sludge Belcher. It's really tricky. You don't want to hex it, but if you don't hex it, how do you get through it? You have to spend at least like a couple of cards, and Belcher gets good value. But Shaman has a fair matchup against Paladin and the Warlock here, and I would expect that these players are going to be starting with both of them, either Paladin or Shaman. I think if I was Thijs, I would save the Priest and just wait for a Greensheep to bring his Shaman to counter that. So you want to pick your spot carefully with the Priest. And kind of in a similar way with Greensheep, I think you want to hold on to the Warlock and just aim it at the Priest.
Yeah, seems like if you can line up correctly, Greensheep might have the opportunity, the upset. I mean, Artosis, you were the one hyping Thijs for a long time. You've casted. And I mean, you also
I've cast more Thijs games than everyone else in the world put together.
And also, you also sponsored the iHearthU site, so you've also given a lot of the prize money to Thijs, so he's taken a lot of that. You must be really excited to be able to cast his match in this format here.
Oh, certainly. I'm not even surprised really that he brought Shaman, to be honest, because it's always been a deck that he's used very strongly. He's extremely good with Shaman play, so I think it should be a really good match. I can't wait to see what Greensheep is going to be able to pull out against him.
I find it really interesting, by the way, that Greensheep chose to ban the Warlock, because I feel like he has the answers to handlock. But Thijs is one of the greatest handlock players in the world, so maybe he was a bit scared of Thijs in particular on that class.
That could be, but I don't know. I feel like he has so many decks that are good against Warlock that it doesn't. I don't know. It seems a bit weird, but it's going to be Paladin against Warlock to open here. And you know what? That's a good opening hand right there for Thijs. Oh wait, Thijs has the Warlock.
It's Thijs's Warlock was banned.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just get that switched. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, so it looks like Thijs should be our Paladin here, and of course Greensheep should be the Warlock, which we see. Okay, that's all fixed now. So. this Warlock hand looking pretty darn strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. He has 2 of those big turn 4 threats. Obviously, he can play both of them on turn 4, but those are the cards that you want to see early on. If there's no answer to like a turn 4 giant, it can absolutely just win the game alone, basically, if there's no answer to it. But we can see that the Paladin does have a big game hunter.
Yeah.
And there's also an Aldor. There's many ways.
Seriously,
and wow,
he
there's
has
even an owl.
everything he needs. This is actually insane. Like, I feel like already the Paladin deck has won.
It's a bit early to say, but because Paladin is so slow, this game is likely to go really long.
That is very true, but
the Paladin hand looks really good right now. I mean, he has all the answers in the world.
yeah, like this next turn for Thijs, like let's look at Greensheep's face as this happens, because this is like heartbreaking what is
Hoot,
about to
hoot,
happen
hoot.
to him. Hoot hoot. Oh man, that's a hard pill to
Greensheep's
swallow
nodding
right there.
for him.
Having a dude and an owl take out
Yeah.
your Drake. So he still has a very strong board. I expect that we're going to see life tap into the giant, right?
Yeah, it seems likely.
And then the BGH is going to come down, and I mean that's the most brutal start that you can possibly get as Greensheep.
Doesn't even have an AoE just yet. After the big game hunter comes down, there's like actually a formidable board on Thijs' side. And the lack of either a Hellfire or a Shadow Flame is gonna hurt the Warlock a lot.
Certainly it is. He continues to dude every turn as well. Look at the Greensheep is
bad.
actually not getting too shaken here. If this was me, my hands would be on my head pulling my hair.
Are you kidding me? Like first the Drake gets silenced and traded with the dude, then there's the big game hunter.
Well, at least he'll be able to play his Molten Giant soon, right? That life total is going fast.
Already down to 18, and he's looking at how much is that? Looking at 9 damage. Wow, I feel like he has to start getting some taunts up, or maybe like a heal. But the Watcher is likely to come here. And then, what do you play? Do you play the Farseer, or do you go with the Taunter?
Looks like
If
he
he's
does.
gonna play that, I think he should tap first.
Yeah.
He
I would
really
definitely
needs to
say
dig
so.
for the AoE.
The thing is, even just taunting this, like, if we look at the board of Thijs, he just kills it, you know? And he also kills the Sun Fury if he wants.
I think this is
very
a
simple.
fair play, but the life tap was really important. He needs to get, even though he didn't draw the AoE, at least he's getting closer to it.
This hand of Thijs, by the way, just completely ridiculous. Like, he still
really
has
is.
every option in the whole world.
Now with the combo in his hand, he can just go all in, basically, like not worry too much
Combo
about the Moldens
Sylvanas,
coming down.
Aldor, the sword.
There's so many things
I mean,
he can do
he
here.
could sword twice into an 8/8 to kill it at this point. He has life gain in his hand. He's got everything. He's got such a strong
Aldor
board
Kodo,
here.
he even still has the coin.
Yeah.
I think I would go for the True Silver here.
I'd go with True Silver for sure.
I would save the Kodo to take out something like a giant with the Aldor Peacekeeper.
I think I use the sword here for sure, because you can sword and dude.
I guess the Kodo is not too bad. I mean, he still has equality to deal with the potential Molten Giants, and at 5 toughness it also survives.
The thing is, the sword doesn't do that
Hellfires.
much for you in this matchup, you know? It mostly eats these little guys.
Yeah, he does end up going with it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Definitely do prefer
With the
this one.
combo in hand, just go face. Like I would ignore that 2-3. I mean, there's like a small chance that he might Shadow Flame it, but
Well, with the BGH
okay.
out, I
Yeah.
kind of like trading into it a little bit.
yeah, I mean, the play here, I believe he was playing around Shadow Flame. And also getting your opponent down to 8 already wouldn't have been bad.
Well, he's got a one-mana Molten Giant. He does have some taunt givers here.
Yep.
Or I guess just one taunt giver at the moment.
So many possibilities.
I don't think there's that many possibilities.
No. Play the Molten for sure.
Yeah, you think
10-1.
Molten and maybe Siphon Soul in the 4/2? Or do you want to throw a taunt
I would
out?
probably hold on to it. I think you could even go low tempo. The Peltzer is good, but the Soulfire seems like a necessary play here on the big game hunter. He's just too low not to use it here. And there's no easy way on the board anyway to deal with the Belcher. I mean, he does get to kill the first part, but the second part is gonna remain. Another equality.
Wow. Would you equality here, or do you use like an Aldor Stampede and Kodo combo?
I would probably equality and then run a dude into that, then go for the Kodo and run the other dude into the giant, maybe.
Oh, that's a good one.
but that-
Yeah. I actually...
Or
Do you think the Kodo with the Aldor in hand, don't you think that's worth more than one charge on the sword right now?
Yeah, it might be, but there's a lot of.
It leaves him with a very weak board
like,
is the thing. I like the Kodo
Yeah.
coming out because it just gives him a little bit stronger
Yeah.
stuff to play with.
Let me think.
I think he's going with the
I think he'll go
play
with the
that
Kodo.
I was going. Well, I was thinking first. He could also drew silver to 2-1.
Yeah, that would have been the play I
Hold
would
on to-
probably thought to go, but
There's many good lines of play here.
yeah.
Okay. This is interesting if it's.
He's gonna Holy Light himself?
Oh.
I don't understand what he's
This is
doing with the
interesting.
4 mana.
Okay.
I mean, the coin is not that useful right here. He doesn't really need it anymore, so I guess I kind of get it because of that.
I mean, that works.
Yeah.
I would have done something different, but this definitely was a good play.
Well, let's see
The
here.
Greensheep, what do you do? Guess tap first. I mean, the hand doesn't do enough as it is.
Oh, there's his AoE clear that we were looking for a little bit earlier on.
It's a bit late, but
A little bit.
I guess it's still okay to have.
Oh
It's
man,
not that great.
double Earth Ring.
Probably.
Thing is, they get dealt with so easily, but he doesn't really have another play here, anyways. At least the game is slowed down a little bit.
Yep. Doesn't. I mean, Greensheep is not out of this one yet.
No, not
Ties
quite.
still
but
with a very strong hand, but this game is far from over.
yeah, it's definitely going to take a while for Paladin to actually end up finishing this off. But with all those tools in hand,
Yeah.
it's hard to imagine. I guess I would imagine here for Greensheep, if he can get all these tools to kind of keep on coming out and nothing really kills him, maybe he's playing with the Draxus.
Yep.
Because that's a great way to come back.
The Paladin is having a little bit of trouble closing out this one. I mean, there's nothing that would be too threatening, or that nothing that Greensheep couldn't deal with at all.
Does he play... If he could play Sylvanas, he has to go to face, right? He doesn't take out both these 3/3s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Because otherwise, I mean, you know that he's sitting on a Siphon Soul by
I
now.
think getting the damage to face here is pretty good.
Huh.
I mean, that also makes it a little bit more awkward to get rid of the Sylvanas, because
Yeah.
if he went for face, then
Yeah,
both
that's-
of the Earthen Rings could like trade for the Sylvanas. And,
That makes sense.
yeah. Siphon. Kinda wanna play the giant, but he could run the Earthen Ring into the Sylvanas and Hellfire.
Yeah.
Or he could just lift up and maybe drop a first play. No, wait.
He doesn't quite have
power
enough
overwhelm
mana.
that and trade.
Of course.
I mean, he's got to kill Sylvanas no matter
Yeah,
what
definitely.
right now.
Sylvanas he will die.
Of course.
See which way he.
Okay. So
Alright.
this leaves him at 5.
Mhm.
You life tap here, I guess?
I feel like the hand doesn't do enough as it is. It doesn't feel great to lift up, but
No.
that's the right play. For sure.
Yeah.
He had to go for it.
Thank God no one plays Avenging Wrath anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All
I
of the cards in Ty's hand right now are pretty reactive, so he doesn't feel too good about that. But I wonder
don't
why
like
did he-
that.
I don't like it either.
If he plays a Jaraxxus or something, you feel silly.
Alexstrasza or Jaraxxus could come out here. And then the weapon is better than... He doesn't have another weapon. I'm not sure why he went face there.
Yeah. Well, there's no life gain here. He needs to draw into something like Alexstrasza or Jaraxxus.
Yep. Well, there is life gain in form of the Siphon Soul, but
yes,
you
that's
don't you don't want to be siphoning at 3-2. There's a lot bigger stuff in the Paladin.
For sure.
There's
Like after you silence the Tyrion.
Yeah. So you could go like Iron Beak Siphon or Siphon the Guardian of Kings or something.
What do you think about Mountain Giant Sludge Belcher? Now, this makes a quality like pretty darn good. But if you don't have a taunt, you're basically gonna die.
Yeah. Either that or maybe go Belcher Faceless. How about that? I guess he would be kind of open to Consecration.
Consecration doesn't kill. Well, actually, I mean, we can see in his hand he could kill it because he has Consecration Holy Light.
Yeah.
So that would clear those two. The thing is, I feel like if you don't play this Mountain Giant really soon, you're never gonna really find the time. Oh, okay.
Well, we know this is not gonna work out.
No, it certainly is not. In fact, this is game because he does have a quality Consecration.
Thijs won't miss it. There's no way.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard lethal to miss.
Yep.
Even the chat would not miss this lethal.
No. And they casted it. Oh my god. Does he not see it? Yeah, here we go.
Okay, he sees it.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. All right, so Paladin will take this first game. I gotta say, Yanni, that was the best opening for Paladin against Handlock that you
was
could
just sick.
ever. Like, you cannot write a story of a better opening than that.
The Warlock hand looked kind of nice too, but compared to the Paladin, nope.
God.
It just-
Well, he had
it wasn't
every
enough.
answer
Yeah.
in the entire deck there.
Yeah, the Warlock really needed after the big game hunter. There had to be like a Hellfire top deck or something just to like wipe the board clear. Because the big game hunter can be a bit tricky. At 4 power, it's still a minion that you have to deal with. Even though it's not the most threatening thing in the world, but still, like you have to kill it somehow. And he maybe could have Soulfire it one turn early, and I think he took like extra 4 from it. Because he like passed one turn and
Yeah, that's right.
then
Yeah, you
Soulfire
were
it,
saying
but,
that.
I don't think that would have made a difference.
Well, it looks like he's already chosen his next deck. I think it's going to be a Paladin deck.
Yep. So this
Yep, it
signals
looks
that
like it is.
this signals that he thinks that the Shaman is worse than the Warlock would have been. So
And he's leaving himself open to Shaman versus Priest,
yes, that's true.
which means he's looking to like
He has
3-0
to
with the
win here.
Paladin.
Yeah, he has
I
to.
feel like I would have gone Shaman in this case. Because then your Pally just has to pick up 2 wins.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saving for. Maybe his Paladin is like he's either really comfortable playing the matchup,
Yeah.
or it's like somehow tweaked, so it's really good against other Paladins.
Yeah, you know what? It definitely could just be a very controlling Paladin deck. And looking at the classes that Thijs is using, it's not as if Paladin cannot beat Paladin, Priest, and Shaman. Quite the contrary. I think it's completely fine at those. So we'll see what he ends up doing with it.
So this is gonna be a lot of dude passing.
Yeah, for sure.
Not sure if this is like the most exciting matchup to watch in the world, but there has been some really epic games.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of decision making, and it's like one of those matchups which you either love or you hate it, because it can be like a really complex and stuff like that. So you might like it, or it depends on the preference, because other people can find it boring. But yeah,
I personally love
I
it.
think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that you can just mess up. So you need to give a lot of thought to what order you play your stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
When do you have to play fast, and when can you just do it pass?
It's so true. And I think in Paladin vs. Paladin, you will almost always go to basically every card. So you actually can plan out, every single card, what that card is going to kill for your opponent. You have to plan out each turn, how do you get as many dudes as possible, because that's what is going to actually end up giving you a little bit of an edge when these decks are within a couple cards of each other.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't seen everything in Greensheep's deck yet, obviously. Everything we see here in his hand is just the norm. Like, you'll see this in
no
basically every
surprises
Pally
here.
deck.
It was a good time to play the Shade, because there one turn later there would have been a Coin Kodo coming up. So he was safe there.
Over on
It
this
was
side.
a fairly obvious play, but still.
Yeah. And he actually does want to kill the dude with that.
I guess he's trying to protect himself against the True Silver, because then the dude and the True Silver would take out this engine. That's
That
probably
is true.
the
but
logic.
I guess Consecration plus a True Silver would basically clear up the board now as well. And that's, I mean, that Consecration.
It's kind of
seems
one
pretty
for
obvious.
one, the Shade trading for the Consecration. And he's still got some damage on this engine too, so it's not too bad.
It's like
Good pass.
pretty much. There was a little attack in there by this engine as well.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the important part you did go over, which is the dude in pass.
Belzer. Matches up really nicely against that damaged engine.
That's pretty annoying. And Tice is playing 2 silences. We see he already has them both in his hand, but does he actually use one here? I say no. I think you use your True Silver dude, True Silver.
It's too good to
Yeah, you
pass
make
up
another
on the
dude.
True Silver. Because not only does he easily take out the Belzer, but he has the True Silver on the board now. So it gives him more strength for the following turn.
Yeah. And I mean, this is lined up like a Consecration or something could kill it, but are you really going to use your second Consecration already?
Don't think you can.
Oh, that's the draw you needed.
Not bad.
That's a good draw. So the boards are going to be basically exactly the same.
Yep.
And so it continues, everybody. Paladin versus Paladin. Here it is. Could be in for a long one.
I don't mind.
No, I don't know. I'm really, I think people can probably hear it in my voice. I'm pretty excited about this. I love Paladin. I love Paladin versus Paladin.
To battle!
All right, gonna go ahead and drop this down. If this doesn't get Aldored, I'll be pretty surprised.
Oh, it will get Alder.
But do you Aldor it or do you humiliate it? Because if you Aldor it, you're losing that to the sword immediately.
I think Alder coin Kodo. I would go with that. He establishes a really strong board, and
I like that.
I don't think there's gonna be much use for the coin later. You could use it with a Wild Pirate just to clear your opponent's dudes, but this is such a powerful play, and he ended up going with it.
Yeah, I do quite like that. Could go. Pyro. No, I don't like that. Never mind.
Pyro
Bad play. I was gonna say
Consecration?
Pyro Consecration and uses sword, but that's like... I don't actually like that much. The thing is...
Maybe just Consecration dude and use the weapon on the Kodo, or maybe just use the weapon on the...
yeah, because then you might actually get the
Alder.
weapon charge to kill your dude. That's definitely a possibility.
I mean, or otherwise it's gonna trade for the Alder.
Yeah. Unless there's a taunt in his hand, then you're like,
I kinda
well,
like that.
you know, with the Pyro,
He does
you do
get-
get to kill everything.
Yeah.
And you do have a 3-1 out.
He does get a better board with that, but he's also high on life total, so kind of like saving up a card would be an option, but I think it's a fair play to
Yeah, it
go with
seems
this.
alright. I would say
also-
especially
also
because it's
gets
a
a
make a dude.
For justice!
Because then at least, you know, his opponent is going to have to use the sword here as opposed to making a dude and then killing him.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he doesn't have to, but seems pretty good. I mean, you don't want to consecrate you. Oh, that's a beautiful draw.
Yeah, Karn is definitely a bit of a pain. But with a True Silver and an Owl in hand, I do
Yep,
believe,
it will
and
get
a dude
dealt
on the
with.
board, I do believe that
He
that
has the
Karn would
perfect
take it.
answer for it.
Paladin versus Paladin. But Greensheep looks like gonna go ahead and be quiet for a minute. Someone has taken off the headset. All
How
right.
are you doing?
So how are you enjoying DreamHack so far?
Oh, it's great. I'm so happy to be here. Seeing all these amazing players play this awesome game.
Yeah. So
All right.
I mean, it's been pretty fun so far. Some good matches.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like this, I was especially happy to see these unknown players come out with such strong decks and stuff. So it's not like there's these top players and then there's these random players.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like that. Like anybody can take games here.
That's right. Well, it looks like we are back into the game. And, okay, I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. It's kind of flipping back and forth. Okay, so looks like he played the Karn. Everything went exactly like we thought it would.
Yep.
And this should go exactly like we thought it would as well. And definitely, I would say the Spellbreaker's good here, because otherwise the Owl just
use it.
dies. You don't want to...
It puts a stronger minion on the board. And the Owl is also kind of nice because of the cheap mana cost.
Yeah.
It allows you to play other stuff on the same turn.
Yeah, very, very true.
But the biggest reason was that just to put the 4/3 on the board instead of the 2-1.
Well, I don't like any play here, really, to be honest. Like,
I think both of these players have pretty bad hands, so to say. I mean,
I think
they're really reactive.
I think I would make a dude and send my dude into the 4/3.
Let me
Not bad.
Because I want to set it up so that this consecration works, you know?
7 cards, 9 mana,
Yeah.
dude pass.
I love Paladin vs. Paladin. I truly do. Oh, man.
There's a Belcher, so there's like one card that he can play. Optionally, he could dude pass.
He could dude pass. I think it's not a terrible play. He's already got a guy out there.
He's ahead already. Belcher does
The only
come
thing
down.
I'm worried about with Theis is he commits a few more cards this game. So his hand size is a little bit lower. But, you know, he's got some good pressure on the board. I would consider an equality here.
He has 2, so he has 2 of the equalities, so he could easily do that.
The thing is, if he uses equality, he might need to consecrate because he can't get past the
That's
the
true.
ooze.
Well, he could like. Never mind. No, he's not gonna silence. That's the
Okay.
consecration.
I think
It's
that this
okay.
is a fine usage of consecration.
He can easily use it here. He has to lay on hands to dig more cards. So, like spending 2 cards here is kind of nice. So he makes room for the draws to avoid discard.
That hand.
Really? Then when I do it back.
You know, I kind of feel bad for the Paladin player who gets his lay on hands at the end of his deck in this matchup, because this is going to look at the hand size he's going to have, and his life goes right back up all the way. The thing is, unlike some other matchups, it's really... Wait, how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, he's fine. Unlike some other matchups, you almost always have time to play lay on hands. Like a lot of other times you're like, ooh, if I play this turn, I'm going to fall too far behind. Yeah. But in Paladin vs. Paladin, you can almost just play it whenever you want.
Yeah, I've actually like experimented with cutting lay on hands, but because it feels so slow, and in many matchups you don't either find the time or you're going for the fatigue thing, and it's not that great in that kind of game. But here definitely it was like the dream card, filling up his hand, and now he has a lot of empty board plays too.
Well, I don't think you can Tyrion. I think Tyrion is literally in this matchup the last card you play.
Doesn't feel right at all.
I think you just dude.
But that's like the only play, and it feels like he has to make some kind of move. His opponent just drew 3 more cards. He's gonna have a full hand. But he does have the board clear in his hand in the form of equality
and he has an
consecration.
owl too. I think I actually think dude pass here is correct, because your opponent's going to be doing basically 1 damage to you a turn, whereas oh man, it's a bit rough, because if he has Black Knight, you're supposed to attack with the sword, and if he has a silence, you're not. So he's basically
He has both.
Okay, yeah, he's saying okay, if you have Black Knight, that's fine, but this is going to be tough on him.
Silence. You could
Silence.
No, we couldn't see the silence.
I
But
think just
what else is
silence.
gonna come out?
You could definitely humiliate it.
Your magic shall not.
It's the biggest minion in the Paladin decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that
I
keeps
really
his
like
4/3
that. And he has
alive.
2 humilities. That's worth pointing out, by the way, because it's
God.
kind of interesting. Because most players only run 1.
Yeah. Well, that means I think we've only seen 1 Kodo, but it must mean he runs 2 Kodos.
Yeah, he has to have 2 Kodos if he's running 2 humilities.
Yeah.
Hoot hoot hoot. Tyrion for 6/6. No, he can't spare the silence here. If his opponent was to drop his own
he already
Tyrion,
used
he
it.
would be so screwed.
He already used another silence. There's 0% chance he has 3 silences
No
in his
way,
deck.
no way.
Well, I mean, 2 humilities in the other deck, 3 silences, I guess, is a possibility.
Well, you know, he could. No, he. I wish he could spend the silence here. I mean, he could go Equality Consecrate and then silence the Tyrion. It would go to 6/6 from 1/1.
Wow.
Let's see if he goes with it. But it's so risky. I mean, I think
Oh my God,
we are
he's
actually
doing
seeing
it.
the play.
Tice
Yeah.
with the power play now. I'm trying to remember. Okay. Yeah, Tice is the one that actually played Guardian of Kings, so he knows there's a lot of life gain probably left in Greensheep's deck. So, I mean, going for some damage here, it's kind of an interesting play, but...
Yeah, this is like he's taking a risk here. Tice feels like he's really far behind and has to like just go for it. But now, once the Tyrion comes down from Greensheep, I feel like it seems kind of likely that it's just gonna take the game. It's gonna be so powerful.
Little eyeball roll from Tice here, as we do see the second humility come down.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about tournaments like this. You can do things like run 2 humilities, which you would just not do normally on a ladder or something like that, because you know it's kind of this techie thing. Maybe he runs it over a BGH or something like that.
Yeah. This is not the first time I've seen double humility, but it's still a fairly rare. It's kind of because it's such a reactive card that if you draw them at the same time or so, it can be a bit clunky.
Well, Tice takes complete control of this board. The thing is, his total attack power, not so high as you would think. About 8.
But double Holy Light doesn't quite clear here. Such a spell-heavy deck.
Yeah. 2 humilities, 2 holy lights. Wow. This is just like the ultimate defensive deck, actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for him to ever kill his opponent.
Tice does get to draw 2 cards here. Killing the first part of the Belcher with the Owl and Kodo and then drawing. I think you do that first and then you see from there.
Definitely have to agree with you. Most likely, I would say. I mean, at least he's getting some draws here off of this. Very, very important right now.
Yeah, he needs the cards.
Do you play the Karn? You know that your opponent has another quality. Thing is, with a 5/5 out, I think
He already has
stop
pretty
here.
good board. He could stop here.
Yeah, I like stopping here a lot. Because if he does an equality, especially with this 5/5 out, the thing is, Tice realizes he's still behind in cards. He needs to push right now.
Yeah.
I still don't think I like it that much, though.
I don't think it's necessarily a mistake to play it there. I mean, he does have the pressure thing going, and there were opportunities for Greensheep to clear efficiently on the earlier turn, and he kind of showed that he doesn't have the AoE clear. So, I mean, we can see that there's an equality, but he's lacking the Wild Pyro or the Consecration. I think he casted both of the Consecrations. But like, I think it's a fair play to just drop the cairn here.
I have no time for
Okay.
games.
Well, we have the.
Seems to be paying off. I mean, there's gonna be so many 1/1s that Sylvanas is likely to steal.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Lothab into the Karn and heal it because you have these 2 holy lights.
Oh yeah. That's a good play. He should definitely Holy Light Lothab here.
Yeah, but
I mean, do you really need the double Holy Light
there's no reason
for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you are actually in the next couple turns going to basically deal with this whole board based on his hand. Because I mean, you have the Stampeding Coda. Did he not dude? He just didn't. He just skipped duding. Is there a reason? Why didn't he make a dude?
Because of the Acolyte of Pain. He didn't want to give an easy
okay,
card.
of course, yeah. I was very confused there for a minute. I'm like, what? That is what Paladin versus Paladin is all about.
But you could have it like a strategy, like try to make your opponent draw cards, so you win the Fatigue Wars.
You do have 2 holy lights that you're not using.
I've seen it sometimes, so like where people just do it anyway, like knowing that your opponent is gonna draw, especially like when it gets a little bit further in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we are approaching the late game right now.
Oh, definitely.
I'm
I
not
would
sure
agree.
how many cards they exactly have, but
We still have
not that
many
many.
turns ahead, but they're both sub 10, I would say.
yeah, I
Like
think
8 cards maybe or so.
something like that.
a couple less cards for. Wait.
This is yeah.
Well, at least he has the Holy Lights.
The Cairn will Death Rattle first, so he can Wild Pyro Equality and he will get the Cairn. Like, not Cairn, sorry. He will get the Bane.
He can go. Wait. If he goes, attack Sylvanas into this 3/5.
Oh yeah, that's what's
and
his, definitely.
Uses Pyro, Holy Light, and then he uses Stampeding Kodo, and then Holy Lights again. Then
But,
he gets the Karn at a 4/3.
That would be 11 mana.
Oh no, the coin!
Like, it would have been such a good play.
That would have been the sickest play
he
ever.
held on to the coin.
Well, he can gamble and maybe get like a 1/1 Tyrion.
Cairn or 1/1, high stakes.
Well, I guess he could just
Yeah,
equality
he's
combo
going
to
to
it.
the equality.
That works.
Yep. Not too bad. Got the board now.
And would you Holy Light yourself? I think so, right? Okay, he does.
I don't know. I mean,
I think 1 on yourself, you're going to have to use it
Yeah.
eventually, so why not use it this turn?
I guess so. But it's no, well, because of Wild Pyro maybe. I mean, I think of it this way, like, why would you Holy Light yourself? There's no,
There's no way
threat.
for them to kill you.
And there's gonna be plenty of mana on the following turn, so you might just hold on to it to maybe try to heal a minion or to make something happen with the Wild Pyro.
You wait until one of these Paladin decks has 1 Leroy and 1 Faceless in it.
A bit sad in this mirror match. It's really difficult for me to like keep track on the cards and who has casted 2 Consecrations and who has like you lose track.
I think
really
all the
fast.
Consecrates are gone. The
both
last
sides.
equality is in this hand right now for Tice.
Okay.
I do believe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I believe this is the last Wild Pyro as well, to be honest. We've seen every Kodo. Every Kodo's been drawn, I believe.
Yeah.
I think all the Aldors are gone. We haven't seen Tyrion for Greensheep.
Yeah, that's the big thing in this game. I feel like that's likely to decide the winner. I mean, not necessarily. Tice could be running a Harrison Jones or something that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that is
But,
true. Some Pally decks run that.
Or maybe Faceless Manipulator. I've seen that pop up
That's
every now
right.
and then, so that would even things up.
He's not running Harrison. Look at this. Tice right now has Black Knight and BGH in his hand, right?
Yeah.
That's like if he's running both those and
Yeah,
Harrison.
it seems like the deck is targeted at handlock and not the weapon decks.
Yeah. That would be a 31 card deck, I think, based on the cards we've seen
You
so
can't
far.
fit everything in. No way. Those cards tend to be like where you make the decision which one do you play. Do you play an answer to a weapon or do you play an answer to a taunt? Or you just can't fit them all in. If you do like just throw it all in there, it's really likely that you will get like a bad early draw, just drawing so many reactive cards. The Paladin deck already has so many reactive spells, so if you have like 4 reactive minions on top of that, it's like a lot of dude passing.
Doubt. Now this board, there's no way that he's not going to quality combo this.
No.
That just has to go. That board is way too good.
Yeah, he has to do it.
A quality combo,
He could,
dude, go.
Or he could equality Wild Pyro and Holy Light himself, but I don't know. I mean, what are you supposed to do with the 3/1?
Well, I mean, you can do it at the same time, so you can actually protect
and keep the dudes
3/1
trading
forever.
and just keep the 3/1.
Because you know that both your opponent's Pyros are gone, right?
Yeah, and why hold on to the Holy Light at this point?
Ah. Okay.
He does keep it. Maybe he will find a good time to Holy Light the minion later.
Yeah, he could. He does have this Black Knight here.
Yeah. If he was to Holy Light himself, then I think that would have been just a strictly better play. What is that?
Wow.
Wow.
Tice cannot be happy with that.
No,
What
and that
a-
was his last equality.
Yeah, he just can't deal with that. He's used both of his silences. He's used both equalities.
Yeah, that's gonna be impossible for Tice to deal with.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is not going to do it because he has Ysera Awakens in hand and he can cast it.
No.
God, that... Oh, man. That Ysera.
Yeah, he can cast it, but I think a fair play would be to just... Oh, here we go.
I
Never
like
mind.
that play. Screw
Never
it.
mind, sure.
You got
Why
no
not?
cards left in hand. 10 life, that's
Yeah.
enough. Wow. Where's the Laughing Sisters? Oh, KT.
Eldasad, Holy Light.
What does Kel'Thuzad do for you there? I guess you have to draw a taunt.
It doesn't do, but you have to. I think you have to play it
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't do much.
Black
but
Knight doesn't
still.
make any sense.
No. It would just die to that if there's no lethal. I mean, what's on the board already.
You could Kel'Thuzad dude,
Yeah.
but then you're just guessing
right.
on what's
yeah,
in
he
their
can't
hand.
Holy Light. Yeah. So he's gonna Holy Light.
Okay.
Eldasad. All right.
Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of the dark.
I mean, it's not great, but it was like the only thing that made any sense at all.
That's brutal.
Yeah. But this is probably not the time for Tyrion. He can't. I don't see a way for him to actually kill the Kel'Thuzad. So altering it is probably the safest play. Because he knows the user is gonna end the game in his favor, so he's just making like the most, like their best defensive play in a way.
Yeah, that makes sense. The Nightmare comes out. This is going to spell defeat for him, it looks like.
And yeah, that's not gonna do it.
That's, well, he'll play it and think
Yeah.
that it might
I mean, he
possibly
doesn't
do it.
know there's a Nightmare in Greensheep's hand, but we know that this game is over.
For mercy. I'm almost out of cards.
Almost out of cards.
Out of cards.
Paladin Mirror. There we go.
All right. Going down to just a couple cards left overall. But very well done there.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think was the turning point? Was it the lay on hands?
Probably, yeah. I feel like the Leon Hands was like the when things started going in Greensheep's favor. After that, he had more cards, and even though he wasn't like playing them all out, he had more options and just more suitable plays. Yeah, like Leon Hands, I kind of hate the card, but I gotta be honest, it was really good here.
Yeah. If Tice was playing a lay on hands, it was the last card in his deck.
I think he's not playing it because
Yeah.
what I did also like I built my Paladin fairly similar to Tice, and I got my Leon Hands and I put the Kel'Thuzad in the same slot because otherwise you have like too many expensive stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like at the same 8 mana slot. So it's like fairly often if you spot a Kel'Thuzad, you can figure it out that there's probably not going to be a Leon Hands. Although some players do run both, but
Yeah, that's a little bit
they're so
greedy.
expensive. Yeah, it's too greedy for my taste.
All right, so he's going up against the Paladin here of Greensheep. He knows that there's a Shaman left. Does that mean he goes with his Shaman, tries to save his Priest?
I wish I knew the Priest Paladin matchup better, but I think he will go with the Shaman.
I
But
think so too. I like Paladin against Priest.
Yeah.
Paladin actually is better at gaining life, and it's better at making
But,
dudes, and that's what matters.
Yeah, the Control Priest, it kind of struggles with clearing all the dudes sometimes.
Yeah.
You do have the Wild Pyro with Power Word Shields and stuff. And
Well, he does choose the Priest, so we'll see what he has in here. He does have one mind control that we can see.
Yeah,
and he's thinking of keeping it.
what?
You see him? He
No.
kept on going back over it.
Just don't give it. I mean, you will have 10 turns to draw it.
He is, well, I guess he's just looking at it and being like, he noticed that there was like 2 humilities and stuff, so he's like, well, you like just are never going to kill me.
most expensive. I mean, it's like you throw it back just to open up your early plays. So you have more
I
options
agree
for
with
early
you.
game. I mean, you have 10 turns to draw it. So you're going to draw like 1/3 of your deck. And you're likely to have it anyway when you have 10 mana.
He does have a silence in here. Kind of interesting. That we've definitely seen that go in and out of priest decks.
Yeah, I really like one silence in the Control Priest. I think it answers some of the stuff that the deck otherwise can't deal with at all.
The Twilight Drake.
Yes,
The impossible
exactly.
to kill Twilight Drake.
4/9 on turn 4. It's like the game ends right there.
Yeah.
Very often. It's almost impossible to deal with.
A bit of a misplay there. Should have done the light shall burn you with that.
Yeah. Miss PM.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's time for dudes and things to come out to try to kill the dudes. Oh,
The
gonna-
dudes are gonna burn down.
Does get to draw
solid
in a
play.
little. I kind of do like the play unless he has a sword.
Yeah,
Thing is,
but
if he has a
even
sword there,
then,
it's...
yeah, even without the sword, I think you have to go for it. Because if he was to play a Dark Cultist instead, that would also die to a sword.
Yeah,
sword,
that is true. Definitely a better play than that. Well, I guess you can just start clearing dudes a little bit.
Is like the? I would imagine that we are considered Dark Cultist, but should you go face or clear that? I mean,
I think you go
guess
face, actually.
I guess he could also clear that and just heal up the Wild Pyro. He knows his opponent doesn't have a true silver champion because he would have played it last turn for sure.
You'd have to top deck it.
But yeah, I would play the Dark Cultist for sure.
Would you clear
but
the
it's
dude
a-
or go face, though?
Probably go face. I mean, I
think you
wouldn't
clear the
care
dude.
about the but it's a long game, so
Yeah.
it's like the 3 damage on face. How relevant is that really?
Yeah, I don't think that comes into play, whereas the dude
No.
like has some
Yeah.
slight possibilities of helping out.
Yeah, and there might be a Blessing of Kings coming up.
One Blessing of Kings.
I mean, the meta has changed a bit,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you never know.
That would be sick.
Like turn 6 go.
You're making me want to put one
Echoing
Blessing
Ooze.
of Kings in, man.
Yeah,
That's-
just throw in the Echoing Oozes as well.
Yeah.
Just go for that turn 6 double 5/6.
That's the dream. Forget Tyrion. He gets silenced with 2 Echoing Oozes with a Guardian Kings on
Yeah.
it. Not an issue.
Reporting for duty.
Not bad. The combos. Oh, is it worked as well as it sounds and as good
Yeah.
as it sounds?
Ooh.
It doesn't.
Lotheb. What's that do other than let him push for damage? That he doesn't really need, you know? This is kind of why I don't like this matchup from the priest side, is because literally we're watching Greensheep right now make dudes and pass because he doesn't care about any of this small amounts of damage. And these are all like kind of technical minions that are being played that he can just destroy with one combo.
Yep.
And like right now, it looks like he's gonna commit a 3rd card. So it's like
Yeah.
already the combo would be worth it if he wanted.
I like this a lot because he has the Lothep coming up. So if the board is not cleared this turn, it also won't be cleared next turn.
Yeah, very, very true.
I have no
And a
time for
Sylvanas
games.
comes down. So,
There is a silence, but having the Wild Pyro is a bit awkward right now.
well, I want to see just this Lotheb just fly out of this hand, right?
Does he have to like the follow up? He could deal 9. He has Holy Fire. So next turn he could hit for like another 12, if only the
Yeah,
first part
Sylvanas
of the
just
Belcher.
doesn't do much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to do this. I mean, this is like a really important turn in my opinion. Because he could choose to go Lothep face, or he could do this. It sucks so much to have the Wild Fire.
Yeah, in this situation, it's a little bit rough.
If he had an outside cleric, it wouldn't be so bad because he could just heal up the rest of the minions after a trade. With the Circle of Healing and get cards doing so.
Oh, looks like he's considering this Akanai. You know, I feel like I would have done Lotheb gone to face here. Just because...
Yep. But he
Yeah,
chooses
I
to...
just-
Like, it think it fits his style, kind of. To just
Yeah.
go for the long game and just not, like, risk everything with the Lothep.
And he's actually built his board beautifully here. And, you know, especially with this Akanai out, his hero power becomes just so flexible. Like, you're not just going to dude pass against this board, that's for sure.
No. Guardian of Kings.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to help clear with the equality. So can't even do that despite having 2 of them right now. And he has that double Holy Light in hand again.
Oh yeah,
Kind
and
of-
he has the Tyrion, and he saw a silence being casted already. But we do see a coin mind control for it. I mean, if you're the paladin, you probably want to slam down the Tyrion as fast as possible so that there won't be like a mind control
Yeah.
like right after you play it.
Yeah.
So he does get like a guaranteed. I was gonna say 1 turn, but with the coin now spent, he gets like 2 turns to do stuff with it. Hopefully hopefully even kill it off just to get the weapon, just to make
Yeah.
sure that your opponent does not get it.
Gonna be kind of hard with the Sludge Belcher out there, though. Now, this is actually a bit scary.
Yep.
He's gonna go ahead, throw down that Tyrion. Of course, we already saw
Yep.
the silence, and you know he's not playing
Yep.
through silence.
Definitely the right play. Oh, he can actually. Oh my! He can go Sylvanas. No wait. Sylvanas.
You can
Hero
Sylvanas
power to Sylvanas
circling-
and
yeah.
then circle to grab the Tyrion. And
can, and
still hit his opponent for.
And he'll still have
A lot.
an ooze. He'll get the death rattle out of the Dark Cultist.
It would be an interesting play.
It would be.
But I mean, he's committing a lot of cards to it, and then he only has 3 cards in his hand.
And 2 of his minions will be at 1
yeah.
health.
And the way he, seems like he's gonna go for something else. Can't blame him. I mean, the Sylvanas might be useful later on, but it's a bit tricky sometimes to get good use out of the Sylvanas against the Paladin, just because of all the dudes coming out every turn.
Yeah, that is very true.
I probably would have went for the mind control on the Tyrion. But Greensheep would have had some answers.
All right, well, he does actually hit it with the Belcher there, keeping a higher health on this Lothab. It's going to make it hard for the sword to actually kill him.
He's like thinking right now whether he has to go for it.
Could have made his own dude with that, but not anymore. And he's actually kind of read the situation right. We don't have the clear.
Yeah.
We have so many equalities in hand.
Double equality,
Oh, man.
but no consecration, no wildfire.
No dudes on the board. And to have to swing this, I guess that double, that double Holy Light's going to come in pretty useful here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the fact that he has to use Ashbringer on this ooze is so brutal. That's
Sure
the last
is.
thing I would ever want to attack. It's almost as bad as attacking a dude with it.
What is he going for here? Just humility on that and play his own thing.
For justice.
Has to Holy Light, otherwise he's dead.
Yeah, he's definitely going to Holy Light at least once. Thing is, there's a Holy Fire.
I think he has to he has to Holy Light twice because there's the Holy Fire.
But he can play Lothab to prevent that.
Oh, that's true.
And that gives him more board
11
presence.
mana is a bit too much.
I would say that this is better right here.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Get some kind of board going.
Do you kill Lothab? Or do you go to face here? Because if you go to face, yeah, you deal 10,
Oh, Logan here.
but
yeah, you can deal 10, but
you are out of gas.
I think he saw the double Holy Lights last game, so
Oh, God.
he might be like a
Actually,
bit
I don't-
hesitant about
He never used the second one, did he? I don't think he did, in which case you have to go to face.
Yeah.
But this actually could backfire.
Yeah. Oh, I think he held on to the second Holy Light, so he might be like, he has seen a Guardian of Kings already, he has seen a Holy Light, and like Leon Hands would be too slow.
Yeah.
I kind of like this play by Thijs, but
I think it was the right play
Yeah.
based on what he's seen, because I'm pretty sure he
Yeah.
didn't see the second Holy Light. And even if he did, you don't know that it's in the hand.
It's still looking pretty
wanna-
good for him. I mean, there's still no board clear. There's a lot of stuff on the board.
I think you run the Lothab into Sylvanas, you run your weapon into the Auchenai, you Holy Light yourself, Sludge Belcher.
I think this game's over because there's a mind control. Yep.
Oh, God,
I don't
that's
see
right.
a way for Greensheep to survive here.
Ooh.
I mean, Holy Light, Belcher, doing the math. He can survive with if he plays exactly Holy Light, Belcher.
Your magic shall not save you.
But
Very surprised about
if this is what he's going.
For justice. Move quickly.
This is a bit weird to me.
Yeah. Well, he is dead
He's
from doing
dead.
this.
Yeah, he's dead now.
I guess he.
Going down to 2, I don't
Some
like
people
this.
play Holy
There
Fire-
could also be a Holy Nova
Yeah.
with this play.
Yeah.
This is a bit questionable to me. I mean,
Totally
going
agreed
down
there.
to 2.
They get greedy and play the Harrison.
All right, so Thijs takes lead.
That's right. And his priest deck does end up taking this game over Greensheep, but I do think that was... it seemed... Going down to 2 doesn't make sense. Like, if he went down to 3,
No.
I think that you can say that that's a reasonable play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could make a strong case for going down to 3, because then another like Orkney hero power, you don't die to that.
Yeah.
Holy Nova, you don't die to that either. But going down to 2, I feel like he really
Even
needs
if
a
he's
Holy Light
playing
there.
a Holy Smite for some reason, you're dead. You know.
I mean,
so,
the chances were that he would have lost the game anyway. He was pretty far behind.
Yeah.
But I think that was a mistake.
Well, he has to bring out the shaman now, going up against priest. I know
Priest.
that this is something that you always say, and please explain to us, why does priest just destroy shaman?
Cabal, Shadow Priest.
There's a lot of minions that you can steal, that's for sure.
There's so much
You get
good
a
stuff.
Spirit
And
wolf or a totem.
just like the shaman tends to run out of gas in that matchup, and eventually the shaman will be out of cards, and the priest has good tools to outlast the shaman. Like in early game, it seems like the shaman often can't push out enough damage. What the shaman needs to do is that they need to go like hyper aggressive. Just play all the stuff that gets Cabal, play it early, and hope not to draw it too late. And if he runs a Doomhammer, I think that's his best bet here to take out the priest. But it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Well, he actually does play Harrison in this deck. So, of course, he doesn't know that yet. The Harrison was not seen. We just saw him draw that right before he ended up winning the game. So, anyways, jumping into this game. As far as the mulligan goes, would you keep Rockbiter here? I like keeping Rockbiter. I don't like throwing it back because of the peskiness of
I think you want to
Brave
keep you
Northshire.
keep it from the Northshire, and it can also sometimes take out like a Wildfire, but Northshire is like the main reason, and it's a lot better than Lightning Bolt just because there's no overload.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
For early game, the one overload can actually be a big difference.
That's one of my favorite things to do against Shaman is make them use a Lightning Bolt on turn 2. Well, here's the question, because everyone in the world knows that Shaman runs 4 cards that kill your Northshire. Do you play it? Because I don't like to play it this early against... I feel like, why not just save it so you can at least draw a card later?
Yeah, I would probably play it.
Just to make...
Because then
he
if
can't
there's a
totem.
removal, then he can totem, and if he totems, then you can attack the totem, and no matter which one it is, you can get a card with your hero power. So it kind of would make the shaman have an awkward turn. I'm not sure about this Wildfire play. I mean, I do understand it that he wants to have a dude out there to clear the totems, but the things that you can do with it, he already had a silence. You can clear like feral spirits, and it just gives you like a strong AoE.
Yeah.
A good clear, but yeah, it kind of did its job here. It prevented the totem, and every turn that goes by, the priest gets stronger and stronger.
Well, it also, what are the odds of, 2-3 damage spells in the hand of Shaman early on? So he's definitely considering playing this Northshire Cleric.
Yeah.
I think if you played the Wild Pyro and you killed it off so quickly, why not play this here?
The next turn seems to be an Orkney, so maybe he wouldn't get that much value out of the Northshire. But a case could be made in favor of just dropping it there.
Well, he drew a Lightning Bolt, so that could have been dealt with easily. And
Yep.
of course, he does have these wolves that can kill it off. All right, Orkney gonna pop out here.
Yep. Can't just pass here. It would be too weak. Even though you know that if you actually pull off the Orkney Circle against the Shaman, the game pretty much ends there. But just not doing anything would have been too weak.
Well, here, I do imagine we're going to see the Lightning Bolt. You don't want to leave that Orkney out. It can deal too much damage. You don't like it?
I'm not sure. I mean, he has the Fire Elemental and he has a coin. So the Orkney seems really likely to run into one of the ferals, and then he could finish it off with the Fire Elemental.
Yeah, you're completely right.
So, but I wouldn't call it a mistake to Lightning Bolt here.
I actually do like what you were saying quite a bit more, to be honest. Using the the elemental. Just put the 4 damage on him because he is going to run into it. When you play an Akanai on turn 4 like that, what is your turn 5 going to look like if you're not going to kill a Feral Spirit with that? I don't even understand. Definitely do agree with you there very heavily.
Right. Well, another Akanai.
Yeah.
Once that's dealt with, he can be safe from the combo. Coin low tip. Looks like the only play.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Defender?
Defender doesn't do like anything at all, and hero power is like too
Try
weak
to
as
roll
well.
high on the lightning storm.
Yeah.
What a terrible play that would be.
It would feel a disaster. I think this is by far the strongest play. Like I mentioned before the game started, someone has to be the aggressor here. He has to try to play it fast, and really can't afford weak turns.
What do you think about just stealing this wolf?
Let me change your
I like it.
There we go. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
There's a fire elemental, so it's not in trouble yet.
Looks like he will be able to clear that out at least. And
Yeah, it's also kind of nice that now there's one Cabal out of the way, and he had kind of the easy way to deal with it.
I gotta say, by the way, Golden Cabal, definitely one of the best Golden cards.
Oh yeah, the animation, it's...
Easily.
Just look at it. Wow. For some reason I really like the Hunter traps too, like Explosive Trap and
Oh yeah, those are
Freezing Trap. Those are really neat. But the Cabal also, like, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. The Golden Silence is pretty good too. Take a look at that.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Must consider.
So... Nothing really stands out here.
No, it seems like you have to Belcher, right? But do you run your 4/5 into anything?
Yeah, I guess you do. I don't know.
Trading it for the 5/2 Loatheb?
Ugh, doesn't feel right.
No, it doesn't.
But if the shaman somehow was to get through the Belcher,
Is he gonna
taking a lot of
heal?
damage.
Oh, he's gonna heal it and then run it. Okay.
Nice, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one, but it's definitely...
Oh.
God! No! No!
Oh, that.
But a
He
bit-
waited too
was-
long
yeah,
there.
he's shaking his head a bit there. I think he
ropes it.
Yeah, I think it would have been better to just shield Cabal to keep it alive.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think he was like thinking that for like half a second, then you just did it because the rope
Yeah.
was running out, and then he's like, "Oh, now I can." Oh no, I can't do anything here because it all dies.
But healing the low tip there, it was a brilliant line of play.
Yeah. Well, Thought's Steel definitely a card that can be useful in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
God, if I played a Sylvanas this turn, I'd be like, well, he has a Hex. This sucks. You know?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a Hex. So that's
Yeah,
actually
lucky-
quite nice.
Yeah. Lucky for Thijs, there's no Hex just yet. But if there was a Hex, I mean, he would have been taking so much damage.
What do you think here?
Yolokir?
Alakir. Oh, yeah, you could Alakir here. But what about Feral Spirit and just go to face with 2/6 attackers? Because
he's
how does he
definitely
get rid of
ignoring.
his own Sylvanas?
He's ignoring the Sylvanas
Yeah.
for sure. But what else do you do? You can like Drake. There's a lot of good plays. Yeah, you drop the Ferals for sure.
Yeah. This is like a possible lethal for next
Yeah,
turn.
and both of the Organizer are gone. How is Thijs gonna be able to clear this?
Well, yeah.
Wild Pyro. Wild Pyro, Power Word Shield and stuff, or just Thought Steal a Lightning Storm. He has to go to
Thought Steal, the other Lightning
He
Storm
has
that's
to.
probably in the deck.
Yeah, he doesn't know that there's one in hand.
He can Shadow Word Death his Sylvanas. Like, you could kill a wolf, Shadow Word Death to try to steal one of the bigger minions.
Like, Right. Look at the belts, or kind of like, I think it's his style to go for the control and kind of with the safe plays. Like, Thijs is a player who doesn't take all that many risks
Yeah.
usually when I watch him play.
Consider.
I mean,
But
I would be tempted to Thought Steal because it's
I
looking
think so.
bad right now.
The thing is, both hexes are in the deck because he should have used a hex on Sylvanas.
Yeah.
So I would have very much liked that.
Let's go.
All right.
Well,
Well, that's a
not too
Tice
bad.
play.
Yep, definitely.
All right, no silences here.
Nope. Sylvanas makes the Lightning Storm really awkward.
Well, especially with this sure Drake.
Still no Hex, still no Earthshock. That's, in a way, that's kind of unlucky for Greensheep. I mean, there's so many cards in the Shaman deck that deal with Sylvanas. Usually 4.
Yeah.
And he hasn't drawn a single one, and he's almost like halfway through his deck.
This is suddenly looking a lot better for Tice than it was the last turn.
Yeah, it's surprising how well he kind of got the board with that Sylvanas and the Belcher.
Yeah. But really, as you were saying, like if we had one Earthshock or one Hex so far
He
this
would be
game,
dead.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. The game would actually end here, I believe, if there was like an Earthshock
Yeah.
with the Flame Tongue and the Lightning Bolt. Yeah, that would be like more than enough.
Kind of brutal.
Always little time.
My shield.
Oh yeah, I do like this play. Gotta get rid of that Belcher somehow.
Yeah. Oh, that's aggressive.
Yeah, it certainly is. Does have that lightning
Belcher.
bolt in hand as well. Oh, he does have a mind control here.
Yeah, but I don't think this is time for the mind control. But
Could mind control the wolf and run into the Argus and steal the Drake.
I think in this situation you start with a Thought Steal. I mean, you're really not gonna cast the mind control. I mean, there's nothing valuable with that. And even if you're gonna play the Belcher, you're gonna have the mana to cast the Thought Steal. So, yeah, go with that first and see it from
He's
there.
probably gonna grab
It's gonna-
hexes. Like,
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
not
the
that many
chances are
cards
that
left.
he's gonna pick up. That sucks.
That is just about the worst thing he could have gotten.
Whoa.
It's kind of shocking,
Well,
actually.
double Nerubian egg would have been even worse. I mean, now he has at least a way to enable it. But
None survive.
that's rough.
What's he get? Well, I guess it makes this a more fearsome taunt. Still?
Yeah, I actually think that he needed exactly that one to survive the Alakir.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, he could have silenced it. He could have silenced it. He probably would have went for that, if in case he didn't get it. Nice, with double flame tanks on the priest side of the board. Maybe even triple. There's another one played and Cabal.
Could always thought steal another. All right, let's see what.
The scout drop.
Greensheep here. Could be seeing some lightning storm. I think he's thinking about trying to roll for a spell power totem here.
He's really close to lethal here. I mean, he has 10 damage in his hand and he has 6 on the board, but the Belcher is gonna soak up 7. So he's like 1 off. He's actually a little bit more because he can't like deal exactly 5 and exactly 2 to the pieces of the Belcher. All right.
Oh, okay. So probably going to drop this Defender of Argus then. Makes perfect sense. That's really well done.
He kind of knows that there's no AoE on the priest's hand. So. Ugh.
Okay, so but hold on. He has the silence, and he can put down the flame tongue to run his egg into this Drake at least.
Yeah. He can
not
still
dead yet.
survive here. Yeah, that's right. Because the Alakir will be 6 and the 2 defenders will deal 4. So if he heals himself on top of that. Ty's really wishing right now that he had a second spell. So he could.
Yeah.
I mean,
be
it
nice.
would be so good, but sadly that's not the case. He has to silence the egg and... Well, at least he has to heal himself.
Yeah, the Pyro, I don't see that actually doing anything.
No, it doesn't do anything here.
I mean, I guess he can play it, but I would play it after the silence.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be fair.
Because he's got to heal himself as well. I guess he can consider actually playing the Pyro as well. I mean the North Star as well, but he actually skips both of them right now.
Yeah.
So close. Oh, the Doom
Wow.
Hammer. Wow, rolls by.
Yep.
And this is going to be pretty hard to stop lethal the next turn.
For sure.
And he's not going to.
Yeah, he needs to not Siren heal his opponents, do then get a Thought Steal, then Thought Steal double Lightning Storm.
Which is impossible because one Lightning Storm is
14,
used.
it's like 14 mana. Also, yeah, I believe that does it. Trying to figure out if there's like some kind of combination of cards, but...
Well, I think he's just going to mind control the Drake. Because he's like, well, I might be dead here. And yes, you are dead, unfortunately.
yeah. I mean, the Cleric heal is like the... There's like nothing he can get with it.
No.
And wow! Shaman beats Priest.
Yeah.
This is surprising, but Thijs just couldn't clear the board. There was like no way. He didn't draw a single Holy Nova. I expect him to only play one, but still he didn't draw the one and he didn't get a circle with his Organize. And he also kind of... Maybe it was a bit questionable in the end to like to play both of the Organize without a circle.
Yeah.
I mean, one is definitely like fine. The situation was so that it made a lot of sense to drop it, but how
was
do
the
you
best
clear
play for
after
the turn.
both? Yeah, for the turn it was
Yeah.
definitely the most powerful play. But the combo, it can turn around a game like this.
For long-term plans with Priest, which I think against Shaman a lot of times it's going to go very late into the game, I think that you have to keep one Akanai and one Circle. In fact, I think versus most decks, you should hold on to at least one of each for a really long time.
Yeah, and there's sometimes there are ways to clear it with the Wildfire if you have a Power Word Shield that you have kept and just go like a Wildfire, Power Word Shield, and Silence and stuff like that. But it requires a lot more like particular cards and it's a bit tricky.
Well, looks like we are down to the final match. A lot of close matches here today.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Shaman going up against Shaman.
So I believe this is kind of my opinion. I'm sure some people disagree, but I believe Lightning Storm is the key card in this matchup.
Okay.
The hero power is given and like the feral spirits and everything. Like getting good storms off and timing it right, not casting it too early, but just timing the lightning storm. That's the key play.
Okay, well,
Look at that! Wow.
well, based on what you're saying, Thijs is in a pretty good spot here.
But that's yeah. You really want one, and I agree with keeping it. I mean, I believe this is like one of the few matchups where you keep it, but that's actually kind of rough. Like his options are really limited for the first turns.
Just imagine. Both Unbounds out.
Uh-huh.
Both Lightning Storms going off.
Not gonna make any predictions about this.
Certainly. Well, some totem passing probably about to come up. Oh no.
That's a bit risky. Because it now dies to a lightning bolt.
Which he does in fact have.
He chose to risk it here. I mean, he's fully aware that there might be a lightning bolt coming. And he's just hoping that his opponent wouldn't have it. But, yeah. This is like the easiest lightning bolt ever.
Yeah. And I would imagine he's going to throw down the Nerubian egg after that as well.
Yeah.
I definitely
think so,
prefer
too.
that to a totem.
Yeah, me too. He has the flame tongue in his hand already. And he has
an Argus.
And
as
even
well.
an Argus, yeah.
That is going to be the most enabled Nerubian egg ever.
There we go.
Oh, on Thijs' side, imagine that we're going to see this Unbound again.
Yep. And then probably a flame tongue.
Yeah.
Green sheep.
Yeah, I think you have to just kill this
Yeah.
right off. There's
I
no
mean,
reason to let
you're
that
not
go.
hexing that.
No, certainly you are not. And you're not going to throw down your Feral Spirits, because then that Lightning Storm might be amazing.
This is so tiny, it might not even be worth pointing out, but I think he placed the Nerubian egg on the wrong side, because now with the Flame Tongue,
Yeah.
the totems are going to be passing. So if he had it like the other way around, and the egg would have been on the other side of the totem, he could get the buffs on his totems for
You're
the
very right.
following turns.
Yeah.
But here it's not going to make any difference since the totem got silenced anyway.
Definitely important to play that on the right
Yeah.
side, though, when you can.
On my stream when I'm playing Shaman, I just keep like repeating that play the minions to the left because the hero power spawns to the right, so you can play the Flame Tongue into like where the line goes between the totems and the real minions. And then you can like chain the totems if you want to make a trade.
Oh, ooh, that's a good draw.
Yeah, not bad at all.
But once again, this Nerubian being on the wrong side. If it was on that left-hand side, like you were talking about, you could trade the egg, have another Nerubian out, plus these two totems, one of which is completely useless with this Flame Tongue totem.
Yeah. So it actually was like kind of
Yeah, it actually really did end up messing him up a bit.
like this.
Well, here, I mean, I think Defender is not a terrible play.
No, I kind of feel like you want to keep the Nerubian egg as an egg for now.
Well, you know
But-
a Lightning Storm's eventually going to come. He's
Yeah.
gaining so many totems on the board.
But on the other hand, I mean, it still has 4 toughness. So even if your opponent has a Lightning Storm and has a spell power, he still needs to roll high. So it's not too bad, just trading off there.
Oh,
This is I like this play a lot.
yeah. That math.
Yep. He has a really strong board now, but he's gonna get a nasty surprise from Black Knight. That's a card that's not commonly played in
Shaman deck.
Shaman deck, so
Yeah.
so I can understand that he didn't want to play around it.
What do you think of Double Lightning Storm, just as a theoretical idea here with this many?
No, there's gonna be like Feral Spirits coming, and a lot of stuff that you can never clear the board after that. And also you will have 4 overload.
You get to totem the next turn.
You're gonna fall behind on the board, and you're never gonna be able to recover from it. Like casting the second Lightning Storm, it has to be just perfect, or you have to be like forced into playing it. If there's like no other option.
Oh, in here. Kind of a tough situation. That is a strong
For sure,
board over
yeah.
there for Greensheep.
Sure is. Lightning Storm, it doesn't do all that much. I think he's going with the double storm.
He might be. That board is really, really strong. Does open up those Feral Spirits,
Yeah.
like you were saying, though.
It's gonna like after that, things are gonna get rough. I mean, things will look even after the double storm if he hits, if he rolls high with one of the storms on the
Yeah.
fire elemental.
There you go.
All right,
And now he's obviously.
so the
gotta
board
do
is
that.
clear, but this is gonna bring him some trouble when the game progresses.
Well,
But it,
Feral Spirit.
yeah.
Totem.
Greensheep's.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he chose this route. We haven't seen a Hex yet, right?
I don't like this play at all because Thijs also has like a really weak turn here with only 4 mana, and now he's like with that play he kind of opens up to the Hex to just give Thijs a fair turn with like 4 mana against 8 mana.
Yeah.
But it does kind of like in the end it doesn't turn out horribly because there was no Hex.
Yeah. Well, he's still got that 3/4 out. We're going to see the Feral Spirits pop out this time,
Yeah.
of course.
He can even drop both of them because he knows both of the Lightning Storms are gone.
Yeah.
I would drop the other one here for sure. I mean,
Yeah, that
what
makes
do
a
you
lot of
fear?
sense.
Just because both of the storms are gone. If there was still a storm left, you'd never play both of those. So this is what I was talking about holding on to one storm. But I can't really blame Thijs for casting both of them. I mean, the board was looking impossible,
Certainly.
so he kind of had to risk it.
God, this is a really tough spot he's in right now.
Yeah.
You have the Defender. I guess he's going to totem Defender.
My seal
Oh.
for Argon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, the Earth
That is
Shock's
it.
pretty good play.
exactly lethal.
Oh man.
Greensheep takes
Greensheep takes out Tice.
Wow.
The internets are going to be a little bit surprised about that, but Greensheep with some nice play here and some strong decks.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we saw like over the series, we saw like a couple of mistakes by Greensheep, but overall he played really well.
Yeah, certainly he did. Tice as well, of course. A very strong player, but taken out this time. Frodian, what did you think about that series?
That series was, well, it was really long, guys, but we saw a lot of great games. And in the end, it's cool to see someone like Tice, who's been able to make a name for himself, kind of get upset by a player, Greensheep, that people don't know. They recognize the team brand, of course, Dignitas, well established in all of these sports. But now we see a player kind of up on the rise. So let's actually get him a mic.
Yeah.
There you go. So Greensheep, talk to me a little bit about that series of what went through your mind and kind of how you approach the entire process of facing up against a player like Tice.
Well, I know Tice is like a really good player. He's the most known out of my group, Group B. I don't know anything much about the other two. He plays for Beatnik Makers, established team as well. I came in pretty nervous because, like, I only got here because Toida couldn't come, and I got knocked out last round by Tice. I went 6-3. He gave me that final loss, so I was just happy I could come here. And for the game, I think I made a few misplays. Like game 2, I think I could have survived an extra turn at the end. Like I forgot that I had nothing on the board and I silenced his Sylvanas. I could have used the heal instead, and I probably could have survived another turn, but it was still looking bad that game. I started off with Handlock. I didn't think he would start like Paladin. I reckoned he would have started Priest. So that was a bad matchup from the beginning, and I didn't really. He had all the answers, like Big Game Hunter for my Giant and Silence for my Drake. So that didn't look good. The second Paladin game I played, I think I didn't get any like Consecrates or Wild Pyromancers.
Yeah, you had a bunch of equalities, but
I had two
nothing else.
qualities, but I couldn't do anything with them. So my hand was just dead. So it was looking pretty bad.
Right.
Overall, it was a great series. 5 games. I think all 3 games have been 5 games.
All 3 series we've had so far has gone the distance. Yours, of course, no exception. And it ended it with Shaman. Now, Shaman's an interesting class.
Yeah.
What brought you to, have Shaman in your lineup whatsoever? Because I know a few people, they're not really that high on the class.
I think Shaman's now really good now because of Warlock, since Handlock's like a dominant deck in the meta. I just think Shaman's overall is a really strong class because it has a lot of burst potential. As you could see, I run Allocate and Doomhammer with the Rock Biters, so I can do like 18 damage out of nowhere with just Doomhammer, double Rock Biter, or like
Right, like Rockbiter
Rockbiter
Alakir or like any
double,
Flame Tongue combinations, absolutely. I mean, Shaman is still very potent. Everyone knows that. It's pretty decent against the field. I know you guys have a question or two to ask Greensheep before we dress him up here.
My question would be, why did you choose to ban the Warlock? Because I felt like you had pretty good decks. I mean, Tice is kind of famous for his handlock play, although he has sometimes played Zoo as well. So I feel like your Paladin and your Shaman would have been like fairly good decks against the handlock, and like with a Shaman in your lineup, I would have expected you to maybe ban Priest. What was the thought process behind banning Warlock?
Well, I came into this like not very prepared. Like I don't know what people are likely going to play Handlock or Zoo. So like if I didn't ban Warlock and if I picked a class that would be bad against either one, then it would have been a pretty bad start. So I thought I might as well just ban the Warlock because then I don't have the chance of facing either Zoo or Handlock, and that's out of the way. And then I pretty much know the other decks are going to be like basic mid-range or like late game control, and my decks are like suited for that. As you saw in my Paladin deck, it's got Ysera very late game, loads of legendaries, loads of high drops. So I felt very confident in like a control matchup.
All right, Artosis, do you have any final question?
Yeah, I want to know, how far do you actually think you're going to end up going? Are you playing too nervously right now? Like, are we seeing somewhere? I know you mentioned that
Yeah.
you thought you made a few misplays, but I mean, you just beat one of the most accomplished players in the entire game. So, is BlizzCon a realistic possibility for you here?
Oh, this was like the match I really didn't want to play because Tice is a really good player, as you know, and he's my first opponent, which got me pretty nervous. So I made a few misplays, but I think after this, I'm gonna calm down a little, and hopefully we'll see less misplays, and hopefully I can go to BlizzCon.
All right, well, you definitely have plenty of time. Friday will be your next match. Congrats for advancing that far, and we'll definitely see you back again, hopefully on the air, and being able to advance to the top 8. So we're done with our third series of the day. Make sure, guys, that you let us know what you guys think on social media by hashtagging Road to BlizzCon. Let either me, Artosis, Savis, or Greensheep know about how you guys have been enjoying the games. In the meantime, we're going to take a break because that series was quite long, and when we come back, we're going to have more here at the European Hearthstone Regional Finals. Stay tuned.